Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a mini Piaggio Avanti that skipped the corporate jet life, hit the gym, and came back as a weird, clever piston aircraft with a canard up front and pusher propellers in the back. Built to sip fuel and stay airborne long after your coffee has turned into regret. The jaw-dropper is this. The DeltaHawk powered concept we're talking about is described as capable of flying up to 9 hours on just 100 gallons of fuel. That's 9 hours of endurance on about 378 liters, enough time for your passengers to finish every story they started in 1994. If you love aviation oddities, efficient long-range machines, and designs that make pilots squint twice, smash that subscribe button for more insane vehicles on this channel. No, let's place DeltaHawk in context, because the engine story here is the real plot. DeltaHawk is pushing a diesel aircraft engine idea that hits 3 modern pressure points at once: endurance, operating cost, and fuel availability. Instead of living and dying by avgas, the engines are described as capable of running on diesel or jetar, which matters the moment you leave the weakened toy bubble and think about global refueling reality. We're also seeing DeltaHawk lean hard into partnerships because in aviation the fastest way to change the world is to bolt yourself onto someone else's airframe, then survive certification and economics with your dignity intact. That partnership strategy popped into the spotlight at EAA Venture Oshkosh, Launchenlin Arsha, where DeltaHawk CEO Christopher Raud said the company is collaborating with Italy's Vulcanair to explore putting a DHK Yalbalin diesel into Vulcanair's V-Air design. If that sounds like a quiet revolution, it's because aviation revolutions are mostly spreadsheets wearing headsets. Vulcanair also revealed it's establishing a U.S. manufacturing facility for the V-Silene in Elizabethtown, North Carolina, which is the kind of detail that makes the industry folks pay attention. A product is one thing. A manufacturing footprint is another. Meanwhile, DeltaHawk has also talked about other collaborations, including Piper Aircraft for Seminoles, Vans Aircraft, and the RV-14 plus Bearhawk, where the DHK 180 is expected to enhance altitude operation, range, and cost of operation. Translation, they're aiming at trainers, experimentals, and utility-minded builders, the people who actually care about fuel burn and endurance more than bragging rights at a cafe. And yes, the comment section reality is brutal. Some observers argue the big legacy manufacturers won't bite because recertifying a type certificate is expensive, and for a few hundred aircraft a year, the economics can look ugly. The path in, they say, is often STC supplemental type certification, meaning bring money, lots of it. On experimentals, the market exists, but DeltaHawk competes not only with new Continental and Lycoming engines, but also with used ones that can be found for far less. If you've ever met a home builder, you know the sentence slowly competitive is basically a love letter. So, what's the aircraft we're actually picturing? The description given is a twin-engine layout with rear-mounted pusher propellers and a canard wing design, and it's framed as an endurance and efficiency machine rather than a pure speed chaser. Think less race to the horizon, more stay in the air until the horizon files a complaint. The shock value isn't a top-gen speed number here, it's the stated ability to fly up to 9 hours on your lean gallons, and the idea that the engines can run on diesel or jet, and I believe that combination endurance plus globally common fuel explains why people keep staring at this concept like it's a magic trick. No, let's get technical, using only what we've been given. DeltaHawk describes its diesel as turbocharged, supercharged jet-fueled, mechanically fuel-injected, and liquid-cooled. That is a very specific cocktail, and it hints at the company's priorities: control, durability, and consistent performance, rather than simplicity for its own sake. Dennis Webb, DeltaHawk's Director of Marketing and Certification, has described new engine block technology that makes the diesel stronger, 70 pounds lighter, and easier to manufacture. £70 is about 32 kilograms, enough weight savings to make an aircraft designer smile and a pilot ask, "Okay, what did we pay for that?" Webb also says DeltaHawk provides firewall forward packages useful for experimental and production aircraft, which matters because builders and manufacturers want an engine to be a solution, not a scavenger hunt. He's also described design evolution that includes improved aerodynamics on the engine's heat exchanger. And at DeltaHawk's plant in Racine, Wisconsin, there's an engine test stand sophisticated enough to run unattended, stacking test hours faster on the calendar because in aviation, confidence is built one boring hour at a time. Finally, the market signal, DeltaHawk's survey of aircraft types people want matched with the diesel engine, has reportedly received more than 1,000 responses, with many naming classic general aviation models. That doesn't guarantee anything, but it tells us the appetite is real. Pilots are dreaming of longer legs, cheaper fuel, and fewer compromises, while accountants are dreaming of a world where those dreams come with a business case. Design and philosophy first. DeltaHawk's whole vibe is endurance over ego. We're not chasing braggy speed lines, we're chasing hours, fuel flexibility, and a power plant that can run on diesel or Jetar when Navagas is scarce. I think the boldest part is the system's mindset. Turbocharged and supercharged, mechanically fuel-jan injected, liquid jan cooled built for long test days and hot climbs, not just brochure flights. And that mini Piaggio Avanti layout canard up front, pusher props in the back fits the mission, aerodynamic weirdness with a purpose, aimed at efficiency and long legs rather than pure speed. No, the market, DeltaHawk isn't just selling an engine, it's selling a reason to regen think trainers and utility airplanes. The Vulcanair VST plan explores swapping the Lycoming IO for Sembailiu for a DHK Albardine diesel and chase better range, altitude operation, and cost of operation and cost of operation. We also heard talk around Piper's Seminole, Van's RV -14 and Bearhawk, meaning the target is split between certificated fleets that need paperwork miracles and experimentals where builders take risks. But the cynics aren't wrong. Type certification is expensive. STCS costs serious money, and DeltaHawk competes not only with new engines, but with used Continentals and Lycomings that show up cheaper. That's where the firewall forward packages and manufacturing improvements, stronger block tech, £70, 32 kilograms lighter, easier to build have to earn their keep. Conclusion time. I believe DeltaHawk is in that awkward, exciting phase where the idea is bigger than the install base. The company is stacking test hours, even running a sophisticated stand unattended and collecting demand signals, more than each survey responses from pilots who want diesel endurance in classic Gaia airframe. My neighbor Bob says Jetar is a government mind-gen control fluid, then tries to explain it to his Y-gen Phi router. Bob, buddy, the router already knows. And here's the honest reality. The headline is endurance, up to 9 hours on 100 gallons, 378 liters, but the new owner also inherits a newer ecosystem. Liquid cooling, heat exchangers, and dieselgrad specifics mean parts, support, and technicians matter. Timmy would struggle. Timmy once mechanically fuel-injected his camping chair with a soda and called it innovation. Timmy, my friend, I apologize, but please stay away from anything labeled certification. Fun wish for the brave. May your next long flight be so efficient that the only thing running out is your podcast playlist. So bring a second one, and don't let Timmy celebrate just one before landing.